Real conversations, real solutions, real success.
Success is my religion.
Welcome to the Success is My Religion podcast network. We are here on the porch with CJ, the
Chosen one.
I'm I'm still in my somber moment because we recorded an hour of podcast just a minute ago and I didn't have the microphones on. I said I was going to bed, but I said I'm gonna drink this water. I'm gonna drink this water, and we gonna do it all over again. Do 2 hours of this dang podcast because why not? I mean, it was my mistake. I didn't hit the button, but this is about to happen.
It's about to happen. Do, do, do.
No, don't do that, man. This is serious. This is always serious now. But so first thing, I forgot what I did the first. Um, so first thing is to get it the set the record straight. Occupational therapy school is 6 years and not 4 years, like I quoted on the last podcast. And I have to uh, um, send my apologies to my student that corrected that.
Yeah.
So I understand, but the reasoning why the student doesn't want to go through school is not the reason not the reason to not go to school for that long. Um, I just won't want to go to school for that long, but you're happy with your potential was way higher, so you're happy with the low hanging fruit is my thing.
Didn't she sign up for the program?
No, this is a whole nother student.
Oh,
But I was talking to students all the time, but she just mentioned that she wanted to go be an OTA, occupational therapist assistant, because they make a decent amount of money, kind of like dental assistants, you know. But when you have the opportunity while you're young, just go and complete a high level. You can still work as a occupational therapist assistant if you wanted to, but you're capping off before you even do it, you're capping your salary range before you even do it. You see what I'm saying?
okay, yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, might as well do a extra little 4 years, you know?
I just want to stop here.
Yeah. But that's your bachelor's. You just want to go to 2 years school and you know hang out with your boyfriend or something probably. At that point in time, you 18 years old going into school, but I don't want to say that. Let me not say that.
All right.
So keep me on track here.
Well, you had your state of the thing. Oh, so so yesterday you text me a lengthy thing about
Doing the little things.
just doing the little things and being disciplined. And then, I expressed to you how I was when I was in school, and it was not disciplined at all. But, I'm a disciplined person right now.
Yeah.
You almost have to be when you're an adult. It's expected at certain ages that you reach, like your 30s and your 40s, and then your 50s, you're supposed to chill, and 60s, you make it. Hopefully, you retire and you can chill out, lounge around.
Mm-hmm.
But
That ain't the reality for us because we don't get to that income level, or we don't have the things set up in our favor to be able to stay on that steady timeline.
But we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
But enough about us. Let's talk about the discipline that is lacking, obviously, in school, because
he just heard an earful for a whole hour, which we wasn't recording. But
well, now you get to hear me.
Right. So now you're more aware.
I,
So it's probably a good thing that we
yeah,
have to redo it because now you have more thoughts about it. So the text message that I sent CJ was the Spanish instructor came and talked to me today about some students she was thinking of withdrawing from her class. The students were missing 5 to 7 homework assignments, which would have been pushed them close to a up pushed them up close to a letter grade higher. By doing just the homework, they might have done better on the test as well.
mm,
And guess what? The instructor grades the homework on completion, so they would have just had the points anyway if they just would have done it.
the little things.
And I was like, I can't make this stuff up. Those are the and like I've been having a week so far, and one of the students in that Spanish class, she came in on Monday. We're doing this podcast on Wednesday because I'll be out of town on the day that we usually do it,
Mhm.
record it, and so one of the students in that Spanish class um, came into my office on Monday talking about she needed to lock in, or I don't know, I forgot the conversation that we had. Um, and I didn't pay it no mind because the locking in is not saying that you want to get out of the class, right? And her sister was sitting next to her. And she was like, "Oh, I want to withdraw from my college credit class," and I was like, "Why you want to withdraw? I'm failing it." And to an extent, I understand that, and
Oh yeah.
we can do that. Shoot, did I? I was making sure. I think I sent in her withdrawal paperwork. Um, yeah, I did. And then so she was like, "I want to withdraw," and I'm like, "Why?" Yeah, I'm failing.
Mm.
And I'm just like, "You're signed up for it," and this is first thing in the morning. Like
You don't get a
and I'm
chance to breathe.
right, and I'm going through my emails, getting frustrated with all of that stuff, and uh and I didn't get the full night's rest that I wanted to get
Mm-mm.
on for a Monday, right? And I was like, "You're taking a college credit class next semester. What are you gonna do then?" "Oh, Imma lock in because I lock in on classes that I enjoy or I like." And I was like, "That I can't." And that's okay, but to just dismiss classes because you don't like them is you're not gonna get to those professions
Mm-mm.
now. And so I ended up withdrawing her because I didn't really look at her grades and nothing like that. We didn't explore it too much, so I just was like, all right, we'll just do it.
Yeah.
But I have to tell these students and have to help them understand that you're not gonna be able to do that long term, and this is not you're not built. You can't just lock in when you want to lock in. And so I think the next part that we went over was that um the epiphany I had about the dentistry and
Oh
me
yeah.
wanting to go into dentistry and the time that it'll take me to get into dentistry and complete the dentistry school, I'll be 50 by the time I get out. So I was like, man, maybe that's not what I'm supposed to learn from this trip, and that's not what was the epiphany that came about. It wasn't me doing it. Maybe it was me getting other
Mm. Passing it down.
yeah for the younger generation, and to get even deeper, like I had to think about my career because we talk about students getting a career. You have a career in this. Maybe we need to understand what the real thing is, especially as Black people. We have to realize that there's a profession, and that's the difference between the trades and regular jobs, right? Or careers that go
Indeed.
so the trade is the profession. I go to school to get trained to do this, and the trades are popular now because they take a shorter amount of time. Not necessarily a lack of work, but it's a shorter amount of time before you start receiving the return on your investment.
Yeah.
But professions are the thing that I see just looking at my own life. We both had jobs that it was just to make money because we were young. We didn't have any skills or tangible skills or experience to get a better paying job or go towards a career. But I have a career in education. CJ, you have a career in
Automotive.
automotive.
Yeah.
And but those are different from me being an educator, right? Which I can do a lot of different jobs and stuff like that and bounce around the place and just like this job, it could go away.
Mhm.
But a
Okay.
profession, which in the education world, the profession is a teacher, principal. Those are tangible things that at the end of I am trained to do this and now I'm qualified to do this profession, not just have a career or job in an industry.
That's right.
And so that was the deeper epiphany that I had is like maybe, and it connected and piggybacked on one of the ideas I had a while ago to explore different careers or professions that students can get into, young people can get into with the time that they have in their younger years
Oh yeah.
to set themselves up, and also piggyback off of the um, Jumpstart Generational Wealth program that I got coming out. If you want to go straight into the workforce and save your money, or um, if you want to go to college and then save your money after. If I if I explore being a mechanic or a technician or whoever, they can teach us about maintaining a car because that's a element to the success strategy that we're not really thinking of. We like, okay, well, I'm gonna go buy a car. We don't necessarily buy a car. We finance a car because we don't have the $25,000 to pay outright for the car
Yeah.
usually, and especially at a young age, we're not gonna have that type of money. If you do, that's cool. You talk talk to 1 to 10%, right?
Hey,
But I'm talking about the
kudos to you.
90%. Yeah.
Kudos to you.
So that those professions is a deeper level than a career. A career you can be replaced, right?
Yeah.
A profession like dentistry, I became a dentist. Nobody can take that away. And
Nobody.
exactly, people can understand this is my profession. If you're going into the business world, you can't just say I want to own a business. Well, you can go to school to be trained to be a part of an aspect of the business.
You can.
Right? And so accounting is a profession within the bigger scope of things.
Mhm.
And ultimately, what we need to build as a black culture, and race didn't come into didn't really talk about race in in the pause or the muted podcast, but uh race does come into account that like we have to start building our companies out
Oh
instead
yeah.
of being solo entities. So, um, the profession of being an accountant opens the door for making money while you explore the different businesses that you want to do. You might even open up an accounting company. So, I got this one student, my favorite basketball player on the high school team.
Mhm.
He he wants to go to school for business. You don't know what the business means. Like, I can't reverse engineer a not clarified goal, a vague goal. But you're in this program with a bunch of accountants. You can be an accountant and make 80 to 100,000 right out of high school or right out of college.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? If you get really good at it, like, and you build up your resume, all of that stuff plays a factor into it, but This is a prestigious company that you meet with the accountants every day. That's a possibility of becoming an accountant and funding your own business yourself and having the capital to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So, and with that student, we could go right into him. And I'm talking to him, and he's like, I want to go to school for football and, major in business. And
Mm.
chime in whenever you want, because I've been talking for an hour and a half now. Uh, but he major in going to major in business, and this kid is a junior in high school, so he has one more year. But I wanted to talk to him before I left, and he doesn't get this advice, and I was like, I see you in the hallways, so what do you want to do? I want to own my own business. I see you in the hallways when you're not supposed to be there is what I'm getting at. And um, that doesn't translate into owning your own business. I was like, you have to be self-disciplined to own and run your own business. You're going to be putting in work more than people that go to work for somebody else, so you have to understand that. And then the self-discipline of being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, that starts right now. You can't just be hanging with your homies in the hallway because they seniors and they know they about to get out and they done, right? That's not how that works. And I'm telling them, and he's receptive and all, but I wanted to let him know, right? Like, and he was like, the difference between now and earlier in the year was he was playing football and people were holding him accountable, and in those athletic arenas, in those athletic arenas, they hold him accountable for being in class and
Yeah.
doing the things that he's supposed to
I
do. And
have the discipline.
yeah, and I was like, so if they're not doing that now and you need that, those aren't the people that are looking out for you and your
Mm-mm.
long-term best interest.
Only when it's beneficial.
Right.
That's a
Um,
life lesson right there, people. In that little story.
because you have to be around people that are going to hold you accountable no matter what you're doing. Because ultimately, you need to reach your fullest potential. That's the main thing. If you don't have, or if those people are holding you to the accountability and a standard at all times, you should not have them around you. They do not have your best interest at hand. So
Absolutely not.
find the people that maybe give you constructive criticism, that are like, hey, I expect a little bit more out of you. Those are teachers, those are the administrators and um, friends and things that you want to be around,
Yeah.
because it's unacceptable not doing the little things, which was the last podcast. So doing the little things, what are you not doing that is leading to your success? And it's not now about your circumstances, it's about your
Determination.
determination and your self-discipline.
Yeah.
It's about your self-discipline, and we not showing that. So back to the Spanish class, we looking at these I'm looking at these grades and as these particular students that wasn't necessarily on the instructor's radar, but I'm looking at the correlation between their homework and their test grades and whether they have a decent grade or not. And I'm looking at some of the grades, and a lot of people are missing homework assignments. And come to find out, when we're talking to the big sister of the girl that withdrew, come to find out the instructor grades on the homework on completion.
You know, it just the reason why I'm laughing is because first of all, that's hilarious. Second of all, what I'm thinking about all the stuff I didn't try when I was in school, and I was like, wow, if something was that simple to where I just had to complete it, probably didn't have to be right or wrong, but just filled in.
And you didn't do it.
I would probably be doing better in school. Probably would have did better in
You would
school
probably have
too.
more confidence and wanna learn more if you had
Yeah.
better grades, you know? That's a subconscious the deeper epiphany, for lack of better words, the deeper
Mm-hmm.
epiphany is that you have the capability to you don't know the outcome of the work that you're doing. That's the because the instructor was never going to tell you that, oh, I grade on completion because she would just have nobody trying on the homework.
No.
And she
No.
told the student, she was like, don't tell it to anybody else in the class, but that's how I grade. Just don't tell everybody because, she wanted to make her feel good or whatever. And I'm like, it's on completion and you missed 4 homework assignments. That's 100 points you missed out
Wow,
of that.
I feel so bad.
Don't feel bad for these
No,
non
I'm talking about for me.
Oh, for you, yeah.
I don't care about them.
And that's just putting in the work and necessary to do what Oh, I'm not and then those same students will say, "I'm not good at Spanish." We don't know if you're good or not. You don't even know if you're good or not because you didn't even do the practice to even see if you might have got better.
Mm, wow.
You feel me?
Effort and discipline. That's probably going to be the name of this podcast. It's effort and discipline. Discipline with a capital D.
Pause.
Yeah, pause that. Um, but just it's just amazing that the deeper and deeper we get into the podcast and how we talk about education, and I just learned so much because there's the man on the inside there. He has I want to say a upper level of a position in that school to where he's not, always dealing with not so smart children.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
working with the top top 10% of children students in that in that environment.
that's our top 10.
Yeah. And then we didn't get to the the salutatorian. So they got a valedictorian is number one.
I learned that today too.
Yeah. So the salutatorian is the number 2 student in the class, the graduating class, and they both do speeches, a small little speech at the graduation. This one's the second. They do the GPAs and stuff. They calculate all that to get the number 1 and number 2, and then they have to send off the materials to get the program and announcements and all of that stuff. So
Oh,
the counselor came in today, and we're doing this on Wednesday. So today she came in and grabbed one of the students, and she was like, "Come out here with me." And we talked to the student. The student that's the number 2 student in the class, he um had he was in the cybersecurity program, but they only get elective credits for that for as far as high school, not to, and that'll be what towards graduation. So that didn't really matter, but he needed some extra class outside of the normal class schedule. So they put him in edgenuity, but he didn't. She was like, "You're not you 3 weeks out before school is over and you're a senior and you're on the program already as a number 2, but if you do not finish this class online, you're not going to be the number 2 student and we have to change everything and then you're going to be disappointed. So I'm coming to you right now to make sure that over the weekend by Monday you have something done, some progress because she's going to give them until the last day for seniors, right?
oh,
Um,
that's generous.
but he's had it all year
That's
or all
generous.
semester, whatever, whenever they had it. I think all semester. But getting those things off your plate and that frees up space and energy so that you can focus on the things that are more important. But I think in society now, the students are so bogged down with so many distractions that they don't understand that they need to be focused on doing some things the little things necessary to put themselves in a better position to be successful. And this dude can do whatever. He already has a cybersecurity certification.
Mm.
You
Now that's big
he
money.
can he's doing well in the Spanish class. He's doing his assignments at least and got an A in the Spanish class. I'm like, you can do this stuff. Why are you not doing the little thing? They don't have a sense of priority or importance in their lives. And so they'll once they start doing bad in something, then that's the high importance. But you still need to be on top of everything else.
Oh yeah.
You just caused more stress on yourself because you didn't do the little things over a long period of time. And that's one of the things that stresses me out. All of this stuff stresses me out. And I'm looking around and I'm talking to students and and just it's not computing to me that and to other people why they won't listen to the voice of reason. I got 17 years of student services experience, and I'm not trying to show my little um, career history or anything like that, but
I mean, it's the truth.
it is the truth. And I I I navigated the whole process myself, and I'm one of those people that that actually observe while they're in the moment and then reflect on everything and have a good memory about specific instances, not even specific instances, but just the whole third person view. Like I can see myself walking in college and everything that was going around me at different times in my memory and I'm just that type of person that like I have a great understanding and I connected a lot of the dots for these students to be able to use what I know to stay outside of the matrix. Another aspect of doing the little things is coming to school on time and being on time and turning in assignments on time and we talk about the medical assistant program. I wish we would have recorded that part. That was dope how I explained it. But so there's a academic gap. You remember me talking about the academic gap, the
Yeah.
between schools that have better academics and schools that don't. And you can kind of see it comparative it to the ACTs, right? And school over here has 22 ACT average for juniors, and school over here has 13, 14 ACT average. So there's a academic gap, but that
Yeah.
gap can close once you can pair it with experience.
Yeah.
So I use the want to be a nurse. You can do this. This is a liable a strategy that you can use to be able to put yourself in a better position to close that academic gap, which is by experience and doing and do all of that. And so I'm like, if a student can do it, they used to be able to do the CNA program in their junior year. So if you did the CNA program in your junior year and you had an early birthday to be 17 or 18
Oh really?
to take the test
Mm-hmm.
to be certified CNA. You can do that your junior year, sophomore or first semester of the junior year. You can start working as a CNA the second semester, and then if you got good enough grades and can get into the medical assistant program, you do the medical assistant program
Oh.
for the year and your senior year, and do the uh, externship summer of your senior year, right? So
Yeah.
now you have all of this experience. CNA is not as intense as the medical assistant program.
No.
So once you get out and done with the medical assistant program, even if you just did the medical assistant program, it's so intense in the academics side of it that it starts to close that gap
Yeah, no
and you're
doubt.
getting experience. And now what I say as a strategy is you could go to college and then work as a medical assistant part time. You're still in the
Yeah.
field, and I always say about the 10,000 hour rule. You need 10,000 hours to be good, really good at something. So if you're taking that time as you go along and putting in the work, putting
Hmm.
in your reps, is what they say. If you did that now, once you get into RN school, because you're gonna have to go through 2 years of prerequisites, and you have to apply to RN school to get into the program on usually on most programs at bigger or college and university campuses. Then now that gap from a 22 ACT to a 14 ACT, this student over here from the 22 school didn't do all of those programs, but they're in the same nursing program as you.
Yeah.
Now you got the upper hand because you got full on experience and certifications behind your name, and you did all of that in high school. Now you're at a better place, and now this is why they want to take the DEI stuff away, and that's not a DEI program at all. But
It's.
education is based off of funding and your socioeconomic environment.
Hmm.
So taking those funds away is taking these programs out, and so it might not even be there as a strategy to use, and then it'll keep that gap between people and between the access to more money and capital and more professions.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at that, and so I had some students apply for the medical assistant program. They're doing their interview. It was 4 of them.
Hmm.
The lady from the medical assistant program came on and was like, "All right, I see these are some issues that I see with the candidates." And 3 of the 4 candidates was they had over 100 tardies and over like 15 absences apiece. And she was like, "That's a red flag for me. What's their excuse, or what do you got to say about that?" And the students was like, "Oh, I take my brothers and sisters to school. That's why I'm late most of the time."
Mm.
And it's it's tough, but us s- our environment is not setting ourselves up for success,
No, it is not.
and the parents are to blame for that. Like, that's your responsibility. You had those kids. You are taking away from the focus that your child has to have to, put themselves in a better position and put your family in a better position. So what are we doing? We have to hold people accountable where they need to be held accountable. So the parent has to figure out what they need to do so that that student can show up on time, because this is a real life example of you might not get this opportunity because on paper, all I see is you tardy every day and you have absences. You can't be absent in this program or you will not make it. And that's just like the homework. Like, you have to show up every single day. You have to do the homework every single day. And then you got to turn it in on time. There's memes and reels going around that students that are our teachers are talking about how the student wants them to grade their homework or work assignment. We'll just call it assignment because they don't have
Assignment.
homework.
Okay.
um, it- but they turned it in past the due date. And I was
Oh.
like, and I talked to one of my students. I was like, she was like, "I need my teacher to grade this assignment. I need my teacher to grade this assignment." And I was like, "Did you turn it in on time? Because if
It
you turned
was.
it in on time, you should have it in a timely manner. But since you didn't turn it in on time, if you didn't turn it in on time, it's at the teacher's discretion when
Yeah.
they end up
What
grading it,
a
because they still have to do the stuff."
what assignment. Yeah,
Is
I
that what the
probably
teacher is saying?
I probably wouldn't be too good in the schooling system, because I still believe in discipline, and school is just it's more about learning, but you have to learn the little tiny things that has go on, because you're going to be a part of it in society. You're going to be a part of it as an adult. So if you're late now, I mean, for obvious reasons, I do feel bad that they have to take their little brother or whatever. But you can't let that be a cycle, because once it becomes a cycle, then it's just acceptable, and then you're not going to understand why in the real world, when you have real world problems and you're not in a protected shell, such as the school system, then you get, reprimanded or maybe even fired. And well, nothing ever happened to me when I was in school. That's
Mhm.
school.
And then you blame it on the person holding you accountable.
Yeah.
"Oh, they hate me."
No, you're late.
You're late. There's no hate, there's no emotion involved in it, because you trying to bring emotion into it, but it's you're late.
I'm like,
And we listened to the article last podcast of why they're firing people.
yeah,
They're firing the young people because they don't have a
because
sense of time management. They're not wearing the appropriate clothes. They're not having the appropriate conversations in the workplace. Like, you can't do that. You can't just be willy nilly. Even at the even at the medical assistant, or not medical assistant, the dentistry mentorship and dentistry program. Um, one of the I didn't actually tell them what they needed to wear, but one of the attendees, she was like, "Can I go home? Can we stop at my house?" Because she wore pajama pants to to the thing, and
well,
exactly, exactly. And these are surface level. These are fundamental things that we're still having to address when there's bigger issues that we could be talking about, because you already addressed you yeah we and if we took off the table that you have to you're tardy because of your special set of circumstances, now we have to look at your discipline,
mm,
and if uh self-discipline or discipline in general is a part of the success equation,
it
then
definitely is.
if we take out the circumstances, what do your discipline say about you? And where you're going to be? And I told one of my students, the my favorite basketball player, I was like, "Who you are to be, you're now becoming. You are becoming who you're supposed to be, but what are you doing right now to make sure that who you are to be is in position to do whatever it is that you wanna do?" And that's
Yeah,
the power of reverse engineering. If we know what you wanna be, there's somebody that's already doing it.
that's copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Success leaves clues. We model. We don't just copy. I'm a little bit deeper than CJ. But that's the gist of it. Is you copy what they're doing, but if we model what they're doing and we apply it, this is the application of what we see
Yeah.
of that copy of into our lives. So we copy it to our memory bank. This is how I can put this into action in my own life, and that's what I did in my success journey up until this point. I'm looking at like I looked at when I played basketball, Michael Jordan. Like, I need
Oh.
to know, and I analyzed Michael Jordan so well. I'm getting chills up and down my spine. I analyzed him so well while I was watching him as a young boy,
Mm-hmm.
when what was the miniseries that came out about them?
Oh, the last
The
dance.
last When The Last Dance came out, I was just like, I was in tune with everything. I understood everything. It was a confirmation of what I analyzed way back then.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, dude, like that's powerful, because I'm like, dang, I was doing this analytical thing a long time ago. I was understanding what successful people do a long time ago. Now, and we didn't even have access to the behind the scenes on drills and stuff that I just saw it in the final product. I was like, he got to be doing something on a regular basis. I didn't have that language at the time,
Oh, okay.
but I was like, you're absolutely the best player at this time. You know what I mean? And that's who I'm watching, and that's who I'm modeling after my game, especially mentally. The mentality that that person Jordan had when I was watching him. Like I could get I extracted that from him and put it in my brain so I could be more mentally tough in games and late game situations to practice those things before it even happens so that I can be on the court and we be down and everything's not going our way and be confident that we're still going to win at the end
Oh yeah,
because I
confidence is
know the
key.
work that I put in to put myself in that position. I'm not scared to take the last shot. I'm gonna just take it and not even hope for the best. I know I have a good chance of hitting that because I know it's going to come to me. I know that that that's what I've been practicing for, and the universe is gonna give it to me, and I've gotten that,
Oh yeah,
and I felt good about it, and so there's things that we can copy and model that leads us to success. And these are the little disciplines that we're not taking advantage of. If you take away the circumstances, are you as good as those people who got money or financial stability and
mm,
you're not the first generation to do this type of stuff. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying. But where there's a will, there's a way, and when there's an excuse, then there's a lack of discipline. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And that's a real world example of shoot, you might not get this opportunity. You see we see the tardies, we see the absences. Why is that happening?
Yeah. Let's talk about that because you said over 100 tardies. Like, did they didn't get suspended or anything after
No, that's
10
and
or nothing?
not suspended. Truancy, they have a truancy program. I don't know what that exactly looks like. I can get some intel and see
No,
what that looks
it's
like.
not that serious.
It is that serious because we can talk about it on here and be like and analyze it. It is that serious because they need to know, like, you're not being held accountable. So even the school as a whole, no disrespect to anybody that works in the school. I like everybody. I have to say that, but uh, if they're not holding you accountable, you need to be mad at that system. But you still have to self discipline yourself, especially if you understand that you're not holding me accountable. I can't trust you with your advice further than what I need to take from you. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but the problem I'm trying to wrap my mind around, and maybe I need to get out this mindset. But when I was when I was in school, you couldn't have that many tardies and not have some sort of discipline.
Suspension and stuff like that. If people get sent to
Definitely.
court, but truancy court and
Truancy court.
yes, and
Wait a minute.
yeah, like I said, we need to analyze the whole process.
Truancy court.
Yeah.
Like it's a little mini courthouse.
I don't know, but not it's actual court. Like it's
Oh, it's
like
actual
it's
court.
the but that's where the parents have to go to get the
Oh,
punishment. But I don't think it actually gets that far because of how many students are being affected by this truancy part. You see what I'm saying? So
it's a
they like
hundred
you,
tardies.
huh?
It's 100 tardies.
Uh,
Somebody needs to ask for that. Oh my god. Now, I really want to just talk about the whole court thing. The parents have to
we got
show
to
up.
figure it out. I'll get some more intel
Oh my
on the
god.
process,
I
but
almost want to make a child so you can tell, man, I did
No,
this.
no, you're not like, but your child wouldn't be in those same
Oh
scenario.
no, it would be probably really worse.
No, like in the same school district, you would put your child. You have an understanding that you would put your child in a decent school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so all of that stuff wouldn't happen because you're making choices as a parent, right? for your child to be successful, which we cannot all be we can't all be in the best schools possible.
No,
They're coming out with this school choice stuff, where you get to choose where you want to go to school, right? Throwing all the district lines out the window. If you can make it here, you can choose to go to this school
are
every
you
day.
serious?
Yes, that's a part of the the dismantling of the uh Department of Education. Yeah, this is coming. So charter school. So this is
You know what?
this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Mm-mm.
But back in the day when I was in school, this would have been a disaster.
It's going to be a disaster.
I mean, it's gonna be less violent.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. Back in this, when I was growing up, disaster. You want to, because you have people going to certain schools.
just so they could get
Yeah,
close to the
yeah,
ops, right?
yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
Basically, that's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
that would be mad, mad, mad crazy. And this
And
is what I'm saying.
yeah,
So almost all our adult lives, we've lived a certain way and knew about certain rules and what to do and what not to do. And it seems like the more that you tell me about school and stuff and what's going on, we're getting away from it, which is the reason why we're in the shape that we're in. Um, and there's no discipline and damn near no accountability at all. Just a nice little what is those belts? Not a survey belt.
serpentine belt.
No,
Oh,
that's automotive. Like like a conveyor belt. We'll say
oh,
conveyor belt. I'm
yeah,
sure I'm not saying it right. What
yeah.
I'm
That's
picturing
it.
in my head with
That
conveyor belt.
yeah.
We just putting things on a conveyor belt. We not
Putting a
inspecting.
stamp or putting of approval.
We not inspecting nothing.
uh
Oh, this
and
has a little divot. Well, maybe we
the,
should do something about that.
the intentions of the educators are good, but intentions don't necessarily produce outcomes necessary for success, right?
We're we're flooding the system with all right people, I guess. Not people that I want to be in charge. I just want to let you know that.
And the dismantling of education, the Department of Education is going to disperse the funds in inappropriate ways across things. So
Mm-mm.
that's a part of the reason the budget cuts are a part of the reason why the job that I have is going away, right?
No baby for me.
And and that's why this podcast and what we're trying to get across, what I'm trying to get across is that is valuable or important because it's going to be on you, and you got to understand society. And this is the connections I've made over the last 42 years is that society wants a conveyor belt of regular, average, so that they can get those workers. And they trying to get rid of the entry level workers too. They trying to get AI and robots to do every single job that they can do, so they can maximize their profits. They do not care about you. You have to care about yourself. That's why I'm sitting here and speaking all this stuff. That's why I get stressed out because I see the future already and where it's going. It's not necessarily going to be a dystopian future where AI is running everything. People are going to be running AI for the advancement of their particular profession, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's still going to be some jobs out there that are going to be using this to add on to their profession, and that's how we need to be using it. In high school and younger people are using it as a replacement to the discipline skills that we need to learn fundamentally.
Mm-hmm.
which is putting them behind and making them dumber as the day goes on. Because you're not sitting down and thinking through. Because even in that Spanish class, the Spanish instructor could have said the first day that all homework is graded all on completion, and people were just writing down stuff, didn't want to learn anything. But you have to withhold that information so you actually try, and the in the process of trying, you actually get a little bit better,
You
and a
do.
little bit better, and a
You
little
do.
bit better, and maybe something will click, and maybe you'll just have a good enough grade that you'll stick it out
Let's
and not
hope.
quit.
Let's hope. And let's hope the pressure is not too much for you, and you can master the master of the masters.
This dude getting sleepy. He been at work for 12 hours and stuff.
No, I'm actually
He
feeling
hungry.
good. I am hungry though, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat that's next to us right now as we speak.
The Korean barbecue. No, they're gonna be done. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Now I'm just gonna go home.
He's like, I gotta get up for work in the morning.
We'll be all right.
Um,
I'm a.
yeah, it's probably a basketball game. That's what I'm gonna lay my head down to.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess. Oh, I did. I did see a little bit of the Spurs last night. I guess Wemby banged his head off the floor hella hard.
Oh, really? He got a
He
concussion?
got a concussion, bro.
He's so frail anyway, so
I don't
he gonna get
know.
a concussion.
The way he's been dunking and mishandling people, he's blocking people without jumping, just embarrassing everybody.
Yeah, because he's so tall. No kid is ever gonna be like, I want to be Wimby when I grow up.
He might have. He,
No,
he's the
there
second
wasn't.
coming of Manute Bol.
The Manu Bowl wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
Well, I
But he was
mean,
that tall though.
he
I
was.
got what you saying.
He's in the same body
Yeah,
frame.
yeah. But yeah. So back to the subject at hand. It's the
Wow,
effort that you putting
dreads.
in that arena, which society isn't setting you up for ultimate success because of the fact that we're not holding you accountable. Yes, we can provide all of these different programs and different um, opportunities and put you in position, but if your skills and your discipline does not match, those opportunities are gonna be for nothing. Because you can get into a great school and have a full ride scholarship, but if you can't maintain the GPA that they require to keep that scholarship, you gonna be done in a year anyway. So we celebrated a full ride scholarship, and you didn't even last a year. That's how
That's
deep
a
it goes.
that's a misstepped opportunity, and I get it. You know, it's obviously I grew up different times, so I get it. I get it's a different time. It's different kind of pressure, and it is hard to commit to anything that I see in the world for more than 2 to 5 years, which is which is terrible. But there's so much more opportunity out there than it was when I was coming out, and I didn't feel like exploring. Now the stuff we touched upon with the practices, the dentistry and stuff, where you just go to school and you that's what you go to school for. That's what I wanted to do.
Profession.
Profession, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to do. And I would sometimes take people home when I was a porter and they would be going to college in DeVry. I talked to a guy to DeVry. I almost went, but then I got shut down. So I didn't go.
It was simple. I didn't go. Yeah,
I
but
didn't go.
like,
But
uh,
I like to do things straightforward.
yeah, but what I'm trying to tell people is that it's not all straightforward. You're not just gonna be in dentistry classes the whole time. Like, I gotta take prereqs for 2 years because I
Mm.
didn't get that in college, and usually people have already done college and with a focus in dentistry. So, those 4 years of college isn't even necessarily dentistry. So you're gonna have to do some stuff that you don't necessarily like you even want to do, but you're gonna have to do it with a passion that you like this so that you can be a part of this profession. That's what one of my students, I'm like, the OTA, like, or the baby sister, like, you only do stuff that you like. You're not gonna get far with just doing stuff you like.
I know.
I may not like shooting free throws, but I gotta go do it, a bunch of them, because I know I'm gonna go to the free throw line in a crucial situation. This is crucial. They're taking away all of these different programs, the DEI programs, that's trickling down to college and high school levels. You can't have specific programs, or they're gonna take your funding away from your school, your organization, your college, or
Mm.
university. That's what that is, and then the balance of equity that it's supposed to be there, goes away. And we know, there's certain cultures in our society in the US that have a little bit more, access
Mhm.
to wealth and, knowledge and all of that stuff, but they to keep a capitalistic system going, they need people to be dumber so that they just go to into school to work or, go into work every day.
To be dumber.
Yes, and that's the whole reason. If we limit your access, we already know that you're not going to you're not gonna have the fortitude or the resilience to last through all of the obstacles that needs to be done to be successful and to become the person that you ultimately wanna do.
Mhm.
They already know that it's a deterrent. Your life, you're already born in a deterrent to success. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you're not going to stick out through that adversity. And what they know and what the highly successful people know is every adversity comes with it the seed of its equivalent or greater advantage. And if you're born in adversity, your ancestors, relatives went through adversity, that is all to your advantage. But we are setting our own self up for not being able to reach our fullest potential.
Yeah. Loss of
I was
perseverance.
lucky because I was aware and conscious of the self-discipline that it takes to keep on moving through, even though like I have $100,000 in student loan that I had to do this stuff. I had to do it or I wouldn't be in a place to be able to say, hey, my profession is I created my profession.
Now that's
Author,
powerful.
speaker, life coach. Like I created that. I created myself into that
Mhm.
without even knowing it, right? And I can do a lot more, but like I need the participant of other people for my gifts to shine and go out to where it's supposed to be. Because like when I talk to the white dudes in Uber rides, yeah, they understand work and all of that stuff,
Oh yeah.
but my message doesn't hit them because they already know it. They've had generations and generations of people that have gone to work and have built up a certain level of generational wealth already, especially in the neighborhood that I live in. So it's very important that this message goes across, and we have to keep doing it, and I have to get over myself. I was talking to Ian the barber. Shout out to Luxury Mobile Styles. If you need a mobile haircut, uh, yeah, hit him up. But he was like, "Dude, what are we doing? You gotta get over yourself so that the message gets out there. Like you can't be can't be worried about what questions or um, comments students have. You gotta just ask. I have to just ask them to listen to the podcast. They'll listen because they know me. So
Yeah.
So I need to do that and get over myself, but that's a me problem, and I have to that's a part of my success journey, but it's not necessarily me going into dentistry. I can show you how it's done, but I've already did my part. I have to reach back and tell you, "Hey, this is how you do this. This is how you stay out of the matrix." And, um even the medical assistant program that we go through, they want to send them straight into work. And I'm telling the students, I'm like, don't listen to them. Yeah, they want you to go to work, but you have a bigger goal that you need to use this as a tool to get to your next step and to close that academic gap.
Mm-hmm.
And because them little white girls know how to study and go party at the same time. They've been doing it in high school. They know how to do the homework. They understand the homework, 25 points apiece adds up. And if I don't do that, I'm not even gonna be in a position. And then if I just study a little bit, I can get a decent grade in the in the class and end up with a B. They already understand that. We don't understand that because we're late to school every day. Even though I'm a
Mm.
good student, because my circumstances dictate that I can't get there on time.
I can't
But then
fully
that looks
participate.
and then you get deterred from something that you wanted because of a circumstance. But I mean, and I get it, but on paper, on anybody on the outside looking in, it doesn't matter to them.
No, it's not gonna matter to them, and that's unfortunate. That something inconspicuous can be dire straits later on in life. But with discipline, you don't get your hands spanked when you not at Nana's house.
Mhm.
Nana let you do everything. You
The
come.
school system lets you do everything. Your little entry level job lets you do whatever. Not come in on time or because they need workers. They know that
Mhm.
those worker bees have to be keep going. So
Yeah.
even if you do and they want you to don't get stuck because we talked about this in a previous podcast too. You can't get stuck because they want you to be workers. If you a good worker, you show up every day, you do what you're supposed to, you put in the effort and you leave every day, they want you to stay in there, especially as a high school student.
Mm.
It's easier to move you up because you already been uh indoctrinated into
Yeah.
our system.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing though.
Is it a good thing?
For me,
You need
eh,
workers, right?
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I
You
need
see it.
workers.
Yeah,
I
but
need.
if everybody was educated and going after something more big, like they're not gonna just settle for those jobs as full on adults. I'm talking about late 20s, 30s. Like they're not gonna go for those I call them mediocre, but entry level jobs
No.
because they would have had an education, they would have had experience already. Like they
Well,
don't want you to do that. They want you to go straight into the workforce so you start buying things so that you can pay for it to and then go to work so you can buy more things. And that goes into that goes into the poverty mindset. That plays on worse on us because we never had things. So once we start getting the money early too, and these kids are getting paid more money than anybody in the history of the United States at that age period, the more money you make, the more stuff that you want to do. And poverty mindset says that um, I want the expensive things since I never had it, and now I have the ability to go get it. And now I'm gonna go get it. When if we look at and model and copy the moderately successfully wealthy people, they're not buying expensive cars. They're not spending out of their budget. They're saving money and doing things directed with their money,
hmm
intentional and deliberate with their money.
intentional.
So it's it's very important that we start having this strategy so that you don't have to be in the matrix. I'm trying to keep you from going into the matrix. I'm trying to keep you from being um, uh, um, average and not reaching your fullest potential. I was telling somebody, I was like, I don't know how the other way to speak. I'm not a motivational speaker per se, and I listen to the motivational stuff all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I go directly to the problem. I can't, and I have so many experiences and read up on so many uh, scenarios and stuff like that. That it's real life. This is reality. I'm going straight to reality, and the big sister was like, she was like, I feel like I'm being judged. Like you're looking at me like I'm in being judged and judging me, and I was like, I'm just trying to figure out what I need to say. But understanding my personality, some people can understand what I'm doing without me even knowing that I'm doing it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm judging, but I'm just trying to gauge what I need to say to you to get it across to you that you need to put in work.
put in that work.
And now I kind of see it with that student in particular that her mom wants her to do college the way she wants her to do college, and you frown up, but going back to that profession, she wants her to go into a profession. So um and that's what the Indian people do, send their kids over to be engineers, doctors, lawyers, and but she's from an immigrant family, so yeah, they want to.
Oh yeah, that's pre-planned.
Yeah, so you frowning
Pre-planned.
up, but that's our problem. You frowning.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
let me stop. I don't know. I'm
I mean, no,
assuming.
no, I'm frowning up because of that, but no, I'm frowning up because I already know what you just said. That's not a part of our culture. We
Oh
don't
yeah,
set up
yeah. See,
people for our culture, and I
mm-mm.
frown up about that. We're like, well, that could be us.
It could be us, and
I see
it
a
was
lot of
going that
women.
way.
It
Go ahead.
was, it was. But
But
every time we started rising up, somebody came and burned it down,
mhm,
literally,
literally.
which is
And that's a part of
crazy.
the reality that people don't want us to talk about, especially me. People don't want me to talk about that stuff, but I understand the connection because I study race, religion, and America. I study that in depth, and I've been studying it for over a decade now.
Mm.
Like, and the connection that I made, this is a part of the plan to keep you in a mental slavery and following the conveyor belt of this is what we're hashing out they want your schools to be a failure. If everybody went to class and did what they were supposed to do, you would make those teachers think they was the best teachers in in the world.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like you would make them teachers look good and they average at best. You know what I mean? And this
uh,
one lady, comment I made a comment on, a lady's post on Instagram. She was like, "Yeah, I, used to do bad things and not bad things, but hang out with, misfits." I don't know what she said on her video and stuff, and the whole video was, "Now I'm teaching your kids," and I'm like, "Yeah, this the
way
stuff
to
that I'm talking about."
way to represent, dummy.
Exactly. I'm like, "Hey, that's not a flex that that's
I
and
used
you
to
sitting up here teaching
I used to do drugs before I got my life together. Now I teach your children.
and it may have just been a joke, but the lady was like, "Oh, she's just trying to make she was like, "Oh, hush now," or something like that. She just trying to make a a um, a post funny or light of the situation or something like that. I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you like, oh, I used to hang out with the wrong crew and
You ain't gonna know nothing about it
no, not for real.
unless
Oh,
you were there.
right.
Now you get teacher CJ.
Exactly, and she up here. I'm like, that is not a flex. Like,
Just to be
I don't
cool.
care. I don't care if you was a PhD in teaching and doing that stuff. Like, you're supposed to be teaching them the right way to do things. You
You got
celebrating this
you
this
gotta
this
elevate.
misfit behavior.
That's not elevating. It's not elevating at
let
all.
me let me see what it before we get off here. Let me see what
Uh-uh.
she really said on her.
It's gonna be way worse than that.
uh
She probably had a I'm not cool anymore moment. I used to do this, and this.
all right, where is it?
Mhm.
Oh, she says, I used to hang out with criminals, go to strange houses, and do all illegal shit. Now look at me teaching y'all kids with a laughing emoji.
Mm, mm, mm.
And then the lady, let me see if I can get to her.
She has something to say, huh?
Yeah. Let me read what I said. I said, I get somebody said this is why the kids act this way, the way they do. And I commented on it. I said, I get what you're saying. I work at a high school. And it's crazy when I hear teachers talk about the misfit stuff they did in high school or college, like they're proud. Then students are like Miss or Mr. So and so got bad grades in school or didn't go to class. So it really depends on the teacher and how the message is conveyed. And then the lady, let me see what she said.
Mm-mm. It's all wrong answers.
She said, "Oh hush, you don't know if she told her students this or not. God forbid she just wanted to make a comical post."
She probably got beat to it, so she had to support instead of being a star.
I don't know. But um
Guys, I used to be so cool. You
right.
just can't imagine how cool I am, but
And,
now.
and my coworker who's 24 years old was a teacher for 1 year and moved on, but um he was like dang, I forgot what I was going to say. Um yeah. See, that's I be getting distracted by like I'll be getting distracted by that. But yeah, it's i-
Mm,
it's a part of a bigger plan to keep you where you are and keep you in the working class and keep you um just just working to make money. That's the matrix. They got to keep the matrix is a good analogy because it's green and money is green, right?
mhm.
And the money is flowing through the matrix. Uh and
Good old
you
Matrix.
see what I'm saying? I love the movie and the premise of the concept, and I understood that at an early age too. I'm like, I didn't want to be the Matrix, doing the same stuff over and over and over again.
No.
That's not what you need to do. That's not going to reach your fullest potential. But you have the ability to reach your fullest potential, especially these days. There's so much opportunity, but you have to pick a profession.
I
Uh,
love it.
um, Influencer is not a profession. Yeah, I mean that's not a, and you want some type of guarantee because, like I said, we first generations everything.
Yeah.
Like you got to have certain level of guaranteed of money. You can't go hustling through life because like that's gonna lead to heart failure and a somber moment before we get out of here. Like one of my good friends that I used to hang out with in college, she passed away in her 40s with a massive
Mm,
heart attack. You know, you gotta take care of yourself. These are all strategies. They want you to be on medications, and that's a $1 billion, $1 trillion industry. The capitalist system, I
mm,
need to keep making profit is what the capitalist system is trying to do. I need to keep people on it. I have to get a certain amount of profit every year, and if that profit goes down then I'm not doing my job. That's the thinking that capitalist mindsets think, and that's what's pushing society right now.
Yeah, I'm one of those pill poppers, so I definitely know probably why insurance is so high.
Yeah, I know too. Like, yeah, I mean,
It's,
but
it's crazy work.
um, it's just a lot that I sit there and think about and go through on my day to day basis. Like I have stress all the time. Like I'm I'm stressed out just by thinking about the opportunities squandered every single day. And I'm
Mm.
like, there's scholarships out there. But you have to do the work. It's like you can't just, oh, I want this scholarship. Can you give it to me? No, you have to write an essay. You got to fill out a form. You may have to go to an event. You may have
Oh,
to, it's requirements to get this stuff. But you don't want to do none of the requirements. And I'm like, it's just doing the require. It's just filling out this form. You might get to round 2 of the process if you just filled out the form. We only had 8 students that would qualify, and you none of y'all did it until the last day. That's unacceptable.
it's very unacceptable.
That is all the way unacceptable, and I can't stand by and watch the
No, that's a fact.
debauchery firsthand without doing something. And the only way I know how to do that is to talk to you individually and do it individually. I can't go into the system, which a lot of people want me to do, is stay in the system and work the matrix from the inside the matrix.
You gotta say your scripts.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I don't even think that way. I don't process the information like that. I'm not just about to do a job just to get paid. That's never been my motto, and especially with the time period that I got left, I'm definitely being more strategic about my my time where I spend
Yeah.
it. I'm not about to just spend it unhappy, stressed out, coming to work every day, don't know what's about to happen. I think you know what I mean?
Mm,
That sounds bad, don't it?
that sounds terrible.
Uh, like I don't know what's gonna pop up in my email. I don't know who I gotta go figure out to talk to, and I gotta guarantee this student's success. I can't guarantee your success if you're not doing the assignments.
That's null and void.
It's null and
No,
void. I don't know what
no.
that means.
That means no. No, man.
Oh, yeah, nah, man. I ain't about to do all of that. Because but the problem I'm having is that people don't think what I'm saying is valuable until it's already happened. Like I'm
Oh
trying
yeah.
to hit you. I'm trying to hit you with the self discipline before you get disciplined after. Self discipline now creates good outcomes. Self discipline after, that means you don't get opportunities. You get sent to
It's
jail.
not your
You
choice.
not it's not
Not
your
your
choice.
choice.
Yeah.
No.
And
We don't.
I want you to have choice, options. I don't want you going into a job begging to get whatever position. I'm not about to do that. They wanted me to sit there and beg because I got a baby looking face to most people. And then you don't know they didn't know how old I was. If you don't know me, you don't know how old I am.
Surprise.
Right. You don't know how old I am. So
Surprise, dum dum.
right. I'm 42 years old. You ain't about to sit here and say I don't have no parameters to my job, and I got to sit here and pick and choose when to say no. I need parameters to this job. I need some place where this is off my page
Oh,
and
what
I
is
say
that?
no. But no, they don't have parameters. We're going to figure it out when we get to that point. No, I
Okay.
need you to figure out now. This is not my responsibility. I need to go in and do a job and do it to the best of my ability. I can figure the stuff out on, managing the building and stuff, but if I can't say no to anything, even to you, then I can't work like that. And
Yeah,
you
I know about that.
unorganized. We got
Mm-mm.
events that's going on that ain't organized. And then I walk in there just as a participant mostly, but you looking at me like I'm the leader of this, and then it falls back on just me being present because I command attention in the room just by my presence. You think I organize all this shit now? No, I'm not having that. I don't put that on me. If I take responsibility for something, I'm gonna take full responsibility for it, even the outcomes of it. So,
I do too now as an adult.
any last words before we get out of here? Because your camera about to shut down.
I can't say this enough. Young people, mid young people, mid to old people, we all are here to contribute. And as long as we do our parts and we try and further our way through the earth, the stuff that interests us, that we can take a part of and enjoy, that's what life is all about. You can find a job, you enjoy it, you knock it out. It's like you're not working. You have hobbies, do all that, but it starts with the system that is not serving our children very well. Every podcast I get more and more disappointed. Hundred tardies. That
That-
still blows my mind. No, and truancy court.
yeah, remind me
Okay,
to look into that
yeah,
too.
that's just crazy, and it just blows my mind where we are at as a whole, and it reinforces what I've been saying almost all the podcasts. There's no village anymore for children.
We are the village, and we sitting on the porch of the village. Go ahead.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I mean, no, I'm just saying
yeah,
there's not
I
no
get
grandmas and grandpas. There's nobody to be diverse and show people that you're gonna get your feelings hurt here before you get your feeling hurts out there.
you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We just send them on out there and they get their feelings hurt. And we told you before you left that the stove was hot.
Mm-hmm. You
And
told us to touch the stove anyway.
you wanted to find out on yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
you at Uncle CJ's house, don't you think about crying. Suck it up.
Yep. Finish that class.
Yeah.
You get whatever you get. It's gonna move on with you. You're gonna learn this lesson. I'd rather teach you early than have you just go touch the hot stove. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm just like, as long as somebody told you, that's how I gotta be. And all these shows I'm about to push out and
Yeah.
talk about, like, I just had that's 2.5 hours worth of material just in these last 2.5 hours.
I was
Like,
cranking it out.
man, I'm about to get it because I mean, whatever y'all say, hey, y'all need to hear. I need to hear whatever I say. Y'all need to hear
There you go.
it. So, what's your final thoughts that you
Oh,
usually say?
yeah, my final thoughts. Please be all the way up, and more likely be committed to excellence. And if you don't know what that is, look in the mirror and figure it out. Uh, and be all the way up. I'll leave you with that.